Did you know there was an adventure team before the adventure team? No? Well, stick around. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Paul Knapp coming to you once again from the Man Cave, and I know what you're going to say. There was no adventure team before the adventure team. Yes, you're right. But there was that one year, 1969, where Hasbro said, we're not going to do any more military. We're going to do the adventures of G.I. Joe. And that's what I wanted to concentrate on in this video. If you have this book by Mr. James D. Simone, turn to pages 18 through 22, and that's what we're going to be covering on the next episode from the Man Cave. Now, before I go any further, I'd just like to give a shout out to 3D Joe's. If you're not familiar with that website, please check it out. It's 3djoes.com and go into the vintage section, and you will see a whole list of every figure, every comic book in a 3D version if you really want to see these up close. And it is a great resource when you're looking to rebuild your vintage G.I. Joe collection. So check them out. That is 3djoes.com. Click on the vintage tab, and if you go into 1969, you will see all these sets that I'm talking about. So once again, if you own this book by Mr. James D. Simone, we are concentrating on pages 18 through 22. This would be the 1969 year of G.I. Joe when they converted from the military era to the adventure era. They had several different sets, along with, I guess you would call, supersets or expanded sets. They came out with 4 new figures. That would have been the Adventurer, both white and black. They had an Aquanaut and a talking astronaut. That's first talkers, the astronaut there, I believe, for the adventures. Now, a lot of these sets I don't have complete, but I'm going to go through them as best I can with the ones I have, the ones I don't have. I don't have any of the foot lockers. They came out with 3 foot lockers, but I do have a lot of these sets. A lot of these sets they did reissue in 70, 71, 72. For example, the Secret Mission to Spy Island. They changed the outfit, changed a few things there, but they reissued that. Same with the 8 Ropes of Danger. They reissued that one as well. So a lot of these came out later, but I think most of these were the first ones in 1969. This one's probably one of my favorites right here, the Fight for Survival. So we're going to go ahead and cover just the ones from 1969 and hope you guys enjoy this. Now this is the 8 Ropes of Danger from 1969. Now my set is kind of a hodgepodge, as you can tell. This is a later figure, the redhead Navy Aquanaut from the early 70s with the flocking. The instructions here are actually from 1965, so these would have been the instructions that came with the Navy Diver back in the first set that they came out with. However, most of the gear is interchangeable. It's hard to tell sometimes what year it came out. This should be a one-piece dive suit, short black boots. He has the neck collar along with the piece that goes on top of it and the headgear. Should have 2 gloves, or in this case mittens actually. The diver down buoy, 2 hoses that connect to the mouthpiece. You should have 4 coins. I believe it's 2 silver and 2 gold. As you can tell, this weighted harness is one of the later versions. This would have came out in the early 70s because it does not have weights all around. These ones are plastic, and the only weights are these 2 here. So That harness is actually a later version, and so is the chest. The earlier chest should be a dark brown, as you can see here in the book. Mine is the lighter one, so this would have been later on. Did come with the octopus, the weighted boots that clip onto the black boot, and a map. So if you're trying to complete your set, again, you can probably find better versions of it. Mine's kind of a hodgepodge right now, but that is my version of the 8 Ropes of Danger, 1969. Next up is the 1969 version of Fantastic Freefall. This came with a pilot with the orange jumpsuit, had the parachute, which was red and white. Also, the strings should be attached. Came with a searchlight, his life vest, which came with a red flashlight, and the hose and mask, which would attach to the helmet, and a blue case, which once the parachute was deployed, you could almost never get that back in the case. Now, one question I do have, and I see there are 2 different helmets. This is a later version that just said G.I. Joe on the top and did not have the fighter pilot painting on it. So I do believe they both came with the Fantastic Freefall. One is just a later one. I believe this is the later one. This one was actually used in the earlier military fighter pilot, and they reused it again until they changed it to this version. So I may be wrong. Looking at the picture, it does show the older version, but I can't find any pictures with the newer version. And I know this is not a reissue, this is vintage. So if anybody can help me out on that, just post it in the comments. Now, with the exception of the comic book, I do believe I have everything from this set. This is the Mysterious Explosion set. Very nice outfit with the vintage Joe. This did come with the silver short boots. He had a very large mask, I guess, cover with a clear visor. You got a large fire extinguisher, should have a hose and nozzle. His work belt should have an axe, a red flashlight, a pair of pliers, and a small crowbar. Does come with the older stethoscope with the older version of the IV bottle. Had the medic bag, the same medic bag I believe from the Marine medic. You got a stretcher, however these stretchers had the red handles, and you got one crutch. So that should be a complete set with the exception of the comic book and maybe an instruction sheet. But you can check out 3D Joe's to see exactly what you might be missing from your set. Now, don't laugh too hard when you see my version of the Hidden Missile Discovery from 1969, but I do have a very good, very clean spacesuit. It looks like the kid never played with it outside other than the discoloring of the white straps, but both zippers are really good on this. Has a little tearing in the arm patch, but still very good. I'm not sure if this one came with the silver booties, but I do have a pair of those. Does have the helmet with the shield still working. I only have one of the mines, the metal mines, that came with this. It should be 3. The jet propulsion system, I don't have the stabilizer piece, which, if you're looking for that, would be this bar right here. It's a little plastic piece that goes across. And of course, my mine detector needs a lot of work. I'm still working on this thing. I do have the mine detector itself, but the case where the battery goes, no battery. I have the one portion of it. I don't have the light portion, and I'm missing the green case that came with it. It was the same green case, backpack case that the Marine would wear. So I'm still completing that. And as far as his backpack life support system is concerned, I am missing the 2 suction cups that should go on the back side of this. However, I do have 2 hard to find pieces for this. I do have the hidden missile instruction sheet, I guess you would call it, and this is the Adventures of G.I. Joe. So you see it's not the Adventure Team yet. So I do believe this is the original one. And it is listed down here as 1970 Hasbro. So I don't know if they just dated it 1 year in advance, or if this is the one that came out in 70 and they just used the same instruction for the later one with the Adventure Team. And I do have the comic book. So this is listed as number 8 if you're looking for this, the Hidden Missile Discovery. But again, another work in progress. That's the fun of collecting, though. Trying to fill the gaps and complete a vintage Joe. Just a final note, it did come with a camera as well. And these do have the silver looking short boots, not the white astronaut boots. Now let's take a look at the Secret Mission to Spy Island from 1969. This one came in the duck camouflage, I believe. Most people go with the duck camouflage uniform. Now I'm not sure about the hat. I know some versions had this molded stocking cap and other ones came with cloth. I believe the earlier version came with this, but I could be wrong. It did come with the radio headset, the searchlight, the spy camera, a detonator for the dynamite. You got 3 sticks of dynamite, the wire for the dynamite, and this one was the older version in the silver color, I believe, and a pair of red binoculars. Now mine are missing the string that came with it. You did get a machine gun, the grease gun, and you got a black blow-up raft with a black ore. I don't believe this came with a flare gun, although again, it's not shown in the picture, but I could be wrong. It maybe did come with a flare gun, but the only thing I believe I'm missing here would be the string with the anchor. Don't have that. And again, I'm not sure about the stocking cap, but this was the 1969 Secret Mission to Spy Island. And again, one of my favorites. Now the Mouth of Doom set is probably one of the hardest ones to complete from the year 1969, and as you can tell, I don't even have close to being complete on this. I do have the pith hat, I have the top, but the bottoms are actually the Australian Jungle Fighter shorts, so they're not the correct shorts, nor are they the correct boots. They should be brown boots. I'm missing the socks. I do have the alligator, the rifle, and the belt with canteen, but I am missing the machete. I am missing the raft, the plastic raft, as you can see there, and the pole. So if you're trying to complete this set, oh, and I'm also missing the tan crate. So if you're looking for this set, those are the things you want to get. And making sure you get the correct shorts. This should not have that extra band wrapping around. It should just be a regular pair of khaki shorts. Same with the socks. They should match. I do believe this did come with a first aid kit on the belt. I'm going to have to look that one up. So if anybody can put something in the comments and let me know if it did come with a first aid kit or the snake bite kit, let me know. There should be something else on the belt, I think. Maybe it was just the machete and the canteen. I do have the comic book, and this is number 7. This is the original. This is not a reissue, so. But still work in progress. My version of the Mouth of Doom from 1969. This is the Danger of the Depths set from 1969. This one I am missing a figure and a scuba suit, but I do have the vintage fins. Should have a knife with sheath. It is showing orange scuba mask. However, the book is showing a black one, so I'm not sure which one is more accurate. I do have the shark, the propulsion system that goes underneath the small sea sled. Now it should not have the Adventure Team sticker on it. I put that decal on. Should have white scuba tanks with an orange. Well, mine has orange, but this one is showing black. So again, I'm not sure if this is a later version or a newer version. And the buoy with the underwater spear gun. I do have the comic book, and this comic book is listed as #1, Danger of the Depths. So need to do some work on this set for sure, but again, that is the thrill of the hunt, finding the vintage pieces to go with these sets. So out of the 8 original vintage sets, I do not have anything from Perilous Rescue, so that is one I'm working on as well. And the following 3 sets are the deluxe sets. Now here is the Shark Surprise from 1969. This one did come with the blue version of the Sea Sled. Here is my version of the orange scuba outfit. Of course, you can never find those anymore. Those are all dry rotted, and if you want to buy a new one, it has to be one like this, like a neoprene one like I purchased, or a latex one if you can find a repo one. Should come with white tanks. Now the picture is showing orange hose, or excuse me, black hoses. Mine has the orange hose. Does have the chest, although this is the later version of the chest. It should be the darker brown version. The fins are black, which these are original fins. 4 coins, a spear gun of sorts. This, I have a knife with sheath. However, it's not shown in the picture, so I'm not sure if it did or did not come with that. This one is showing black mask. Mine is orange. It does come with the shark, and I do have the number 11 comic book. So that is my version of the 1969 Shark Surprise. And I am currently on the lookout for the 1969 Deluxe Spacewalk set, pictured here, so I am missing that one. And finally, I saved the best for last. This is my favorite set from the year 1969. This would be the Fight for Survival. It did come in 2 variations, although I think just by looking at it, I can see a decal was there, so I think this may have been a later version with the AT sticker there. But either way, it came in a red and a blue coat. Same colored mustard looking pants with the white boots. These are both painted head figures. One set may have come with the red snowshoes, while the other had white. I'm not sure if that was a Sears version or if that was just a variation that they changed. Same with the crates. Some of them had the black top, while the other came in orange. The dogs and dog sled were exactly the same, as well as the backpack. It was in blue, and a pickaxe with a rope. So you can see I'm still missing one side of my sled here. The dogs came in 3 different colors: tan, a gray, and a white. Same mold, and they each had their own molded on collar, but the leash system was the same on all 3, and you would connect those and then finally connect them to this bottom rail. So again, 1969 Fight for Survival. I think this is one of the coolest sets they came out with. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this 1969 year in review of my vintage G.I. Joe collection. I know my collection is not complete, but I'm working on it. If you would, please like and subscribe to the channel, and as always, keep on collecting.